Hey there everybody, and this is Killin' Cat, but you guys can call me Patrick. Trust me, it's fine, everyone does. I actually already recorded this review, but I looked back at it and I just didn't like it. The old review, is unlisted, and I'm either gonna link it in the description or in the comments below. The reason I didn't like this review was because at a certain point, I think I just got really mean. And I didn't want to be mean, I wanted to be critical of it. So I'm going to preface this with, I liked everything the mod did. There are some good points still in that review, so if Nintendo Kluber wants to watch it, he can, but some parts you can just skip over. Everything here is a distinct improvement upon the original Pikmin 2 power cut. Everything. Lore-wise, story-wise, characters are fun. Writing is actually a bit better, though that's me tooting my own horn. I helped with fixing the typos and all that, though I let some things leak through that were my fault and no one else's. The only really huge complaint about this mod is that the either final cave or second to final cave in each area is not structured right. There's some bits and pieces here that could genuinely just be swapped around or removed or changed and everything would flow better. Because as it stands, they waste more time than they are challenging, and this is supposed to be a hard mode mod. A hard mode mod is challenging. It's if it spends your time rather than makes you think about what to do, it isn't really challenging. It's kind of like grinding in a game. If you have to grind mandatorily and it's not fun to do, that's a problem. There's two caves off the top of my head that distinctly need improvement. One of them is the secret lab and the other is the marathon. The secret lab doesn't need much. Change the final boss arena of that cave. Almost said of the game. No, that's fine. Change the final boss arena of that cave to be a circle and very narrow. Think like the Titan Dweevil's original arena from Pikmin 2. This works really well. It makes it challenging. As it is, it's actually easier than the base game's water wraith fights by a lot. It is leagues easier. I remember that this is easier than the original Pikmin 2 Power Cuts version of this fight. Now, the marathon could easily be fixed by actually adding water wraiths to it. Make the dungeon also long and narrow. What you really need for this isn't tons of enemies dropping from the ceiling. That's not challenging, it's time consuming. Inevitably, the player will realize the gimmick, and then they'll just go really, really slow, and it will feel tedious and time consuming, and really just be a strain on their patience rather than testing any type of challenge for them. And I know I said those two caves were it, but the final cave, Final Frontier I believe the name was, is just not a fun cave. From floors 6 to 10, they are no fun at all. Floor 6 has the problem of bosses spawning on top of each other and moving in synchronous, making it either impossible to get one boss or insanely hard. Sometimes the treasure the boss drops, which is required for 100%, drops out of bounds. And sometimes the boss that has the treasure spawns out of bounds. That's not very good. And then the rest of the cave is plagued by the same issue that was in the marathon. That it was just filled with enemies that dropped from the ceiling. That's not very challenging. What that is time consuming and tedious. The way to fix the issue with enemies dropping from the ceiling is actually just to make less enemies and add more powerful ones. So say you have 4 bosses in an area instead of 100 enemies raining from the ceiling. That's my biggest gripe. I mean, floor 8's a monster in of its own for the Final Frontier, but it's best if people play it and see it. I said in the original review, this is not a mod I plan on doing again anytime soon, but I kind of forgot that usually when I do these mods, I don't come back to them. And that's just because I have other things I need to do. I might come back to mods in the future and do commentary playthroughs of them or something like that, but I don't touch these mods again because I'm busy. I have a lot of things I need to do, a lot of things I want to do. And so just going over the same thing over and over again when I've already captured close to 20 hours of footage for each of them, and I can just rewatch that in the background if I want, it's not really conducive to me to go back through them all the time. I didn't talk about story or anything much. That's actually summarized well in the older video if people want to check that out. Maybe the first 5-6 minutes of that video is great for getting things across. The parts of this mod that are hard are really unfair hard, but you learn, adapt, and can overcome them. And sometimes you just have to reset a lot and hope the RNG is kind to you, because that's the cruelest part of this mod, the RNG. The RNG is entirely unkind. And then the rest of the mod is actually not hard. It's really, really easy. I think I described it originally as funfair difficulty instead of unfair difficulty, because I kind of breezed through most of it. The hardest parts were always the final areas, and it was always for the wrong reason. Except for that one electricity cave, that was only about electricity, so I only took electric Pikmin in, but that's my fault. Anyways, I give a hesitant yes recommendation to this mod. If you guys want to check it out, it's linked in the description below. And also a link to join Nintendo Kluber's Discord is there as well, and there you can download the original Pikmin 2 Power Cut. Pikmin 2 Power Cut Blackout is a continuation of the first one, so if you care about continuity, you need to play both. If it sounds like I had a really hard time with this, I want people to keep in mind I'm adequate when it comes to these games. I am nothing special at the games I play. I'm a jack of all trades, a master of none. So if you think you can do better than me, by all means, go ahead. I'm not here to stop you. I'm not here to persuade you to do otherwise. I think this mod is good. The graphics are better. Everything is technically better. Like, I mean, on a technical level, not technically better. And for the vast majority of this mod, I had a good time. Genuinely, it's worth the experience just for the fact you have Bulbmin instead of Pikmin. Look at these little guys. Everyone loves Bulbmin. Anyways, though, that's about it. Like I said before, check out all of Nintendo Kluber's stuff in the description below, as well as his YouTube channel, his Discord, the download for Pikmin 2 Power Cut Blackout, and remember that if you want to support me, you can like, comment, subscribe, check my Patreon, Coffee, and Twitter in the description below. All of those things help me out a ton. And I'll see you guys for my next Pikmin 2 mod review. I try to do these like once a month, but if you guys are thirsty for more content, I do other kind of things too. I do Let's Eat, where me and my wife eat weird food. And I also do Let's Plays, which are my passion. I love Let's Plays. I try and kind of make them like Chugga Conroy makes them, but I don't have the same production value. That would be way too much. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.